All right, it's been a bit of a recovery for the markets for sure. Let's pull up the stock of Allied Digital and see how is that stock doing. The numbers came out and they have been reasonably good. In fact, the stock, well, a bit soft in today's trade, but the numbers have been fairly decent. And let's get in the management. Nitin Shah, Chairman and Managing Director of Allied Digital, joins us in the studio. Mr. Shah, many thanks for joining in. Both your revenues, profits have risen over the last quarter. Would you believe that you'll be able to maintain the run rate going ahead? How has the quarter been and what's the outlook?
We had given annual kind of guidance and all, and I think that we are absolutely onto the track. And we had created certain new initiative by giving focus on services business more compared to the solutions business. That has improved us our EBITDA margin by 170 basis point. And also it decided to reduce focus on the product, which in any case gives us a very low margins. So overall we thought probably with that new initiative and focus, we have been able to improve our EBITDA margin by 170 basis point.
That's fantastic. Would you believe that you will be able to maintain this run rate, and what was your guidance, and are you sticking to the same guidance or are you revising it?
No, in fact we had given a guidance in the beginning of the year for the entire year, not the quarterly guidance.
Which
and
was?
I think looking at, we would be probably reaching around 700 crore plus.
In terms of revenues
in terms
and in terms of profitability? In terms of
profit would be in the range of about 100 crore or something. So that's the kind of revenue. So overall, to really, if you see, after completion of 2 quarters, we have almost reached about 50 crore in terms of the PAT that we're talking about. And I am sure that we'll be able to reach. We have seen a lot of improvement in the business overall, including US also too. We could see a sign of an improvement. So I think we'll be able to fulfill our target.
Great. You've also raised money. What would the QIP funds be used for?
Okay, we raised the fund. We want to raise. We raised fund through QIP to make the company ready completely in terms of the kind of spurt that we are seeing in our services business, especially coming from USA. So that's the reason we wanted to increase and expand the capacity that we have got, and also we're looking out for some couple of acquisitions if that happens, that comes through our way, especially in the country like Europe and other advanced country. So that's the reason that we have created this.
All right, and I would be really keen to know about the remote infrastructure management services. You've been ramping up that segment pretty rapidly. What would the contribution of that segment be in FY10, and would it improve substantially going ahead?
Okay, remote infrastructure management is a methodology by which you can support to your customer remotely.
Sure.
And when you look at US, the significant portion of that services that we are rendering from India, using RIM. Also at the same time, our Indian customers also are now being offered RIM business as a part of the IMS that we do that. So we generally don't track separately as a RIM, but it comes as a part of IMS, infrastructure management services. And we have been able to improve upon that business by almost 100 basis points. The ratio today in terms of IT services is about 60%, sorry, 56%, and IT solution 44%.
Right. Okay, one final word, Mr. Shah. Your margins, you've said you expanded them by close to 170 basis points, if I'm not wrong. That would have been a result of cost management as well. Yeah, would it be safe to assume that cost pressures would probably remain the same? And if indeed there is pricing power which returns, or there is better pricing which comes to you, the margin picture could look much better going ahead?
See, look,
are you working towards that?
We are working towards that, because what we have seen, there is definitely a pressure at the customer end, in terms of reduction of the costings.
And that has not eased down.
So that's it's much more in India. However, for US, it's all new vector, because we haven't lost any single client out there in USA. And what we are seeing, that we are definitely one of the important contender to a lot of other customers where they have been getting services from other players, and definitely we feel that we would be very important competitor for them. And over there, definitely margins are far better than the one we get in India.
Fair enough. Just one final word, actually, Mr. Shah. What is the kind of debt structure that you are on at this point of time? Are you looking to retire?
Okay, if you see before QIP, we were just about 0.1 debt to equity, just roughly around 70 crore.
Negligible.
Yeah, and now with this fund that we've got, I think we are totally debt free.
Fair enough. Okay. There is one IT company which is doing fairly well, completely debt free, and the management asserts that it will stick to its guidance and will meet the guidance. 100 crores profit is what the management has spoken on indeed. Now, many thanks, Mr. Shah, for joining in today and giving us your perspective. All right. That was Allied Digital, but with that, completely run out of time. Many thanks for watching this this leg of markets. Now, of course, stay tuned and we'll talk more policy action and some other markets aside of equities as well. Talk about all of that in just a bit. Stay tuned.